Well, generally it's good evening, but it's good afternoon today. This is Brian Paragamian, Senior Trader, as well as co-founder, bringing to you Thursday evening's update in the afternoon for February 5th. Well, the stock market had some disappointing economic reports come out again today. The stock market dropped 115 points early, found some stabilization down in the 78.50 area. Not too surprising to us because we actually got long rim into that decline. So we anticipated some type of a snapback. We certainly did not expect this to happen. Is it possible that there might be some short covering in front of the jobs report coming out tomorrow? Quite possibly. It probably won't be a pretty picture again, but who knows? These are just estimates, and the estimates are just that. Sometimes they're way, way off. So we take these estimates and the consensus estimates on these with a grain of salt. So let's get into exactly what we talked about last evening was Wynn Resorts. We talked about the stock, which is currently up $2.01 and performing how we thought it might do that today, or how it might perform today. We are not surprised by this. We thought it had bottomed as it had gotten into the bottom of the Bollinger Band. We noticed that the RSI was oversold, as you can see down in here. Now it's back up over the oversold reading of 30. But yesterday, and again, let's zoom in on this here on the Bollinger Band. You can see here how it just pierced it. Yesterday, a brokerage firm came out and called for a bottom in the stock. Not that we necessarily agreed, but we had called for this 25 area, 26 area to be tested prior to earnings, which do come out February 12th. So is it possible that the stock is seeing some short covering in front of it? We think so. But also, let's look at over here on the right-hand side on this chart. We noticed yesterday that the RSI, or the stochastics, had started to turn up on the stock, even though it was down. So that really piqued our interest, and that's what led us to bringing this to your attention on our technical analysis video last evening. So the stock has performed as how we thought it would, and we're pleased to have brought this to your attention. Getting into another stock that I believe we did talk about last night as well, and that is RIG. And let's pull RIG up here, Transocean Limited. And here's a stock that we think above 57.25, we said, would be breaking out of a 6-week base. Let's take a look at what RIG's doing. RIG, now keep in mind, is up $2.70 roughly, trading right around 58. RIG was down over $1 this morning, actually down $1.25, $1.50. Now look at the reverse it's had. Here again, we think this pattern is really nice on RIG. It's ready to break out of this 57 zone, which it has today, and it's in a 6-week base taking it out. So we think this is a stock that's put a bottom in. We think this is a stock that can be played from the long side for the foreseeable future. So keep this on your long side radar to buy on all pullbacks in the stock and in the stock market. And the third stock we're going to look at is RIM, the one we traded today from the long side. We bought this into a decline in the stock market. We waited to get confirmation that the market was stabilizing, and we went ahead, got in on RIM, and we ended up buying it at $55.65 and sold it out at $57.35 for a $1.70 gain. And let's just take a look at where RIM is trading right now. RIM is at $57.10. Now, here's a stock that also has a real nice pattern. As you can see, it gapped down, presumably on some type of earnings, going back here into the late September period. And look at the bottoming formation that it's got here. It's got a real nice rounding saucer formation here, which is really bullish. So here's a stock, again, that we think you can put on your long side radar for the foreseeable future. As you can see here, you can see how it's just starting to break out of this pattern slightly above 57. Now, the one thing we do want to caution you on this, it is getting a little overbought on the RSI. As you can see here, it's now up over the 70 level at 72.30. And if we take a look at one other drawing here, you can see on the stochastics as well, it is getting overbought. And it has been sitting in overbought territory for, several weeks, with the exception of this one little blip down in here. So here's one that, while we like it on the shorter term and think it'll work its way higher, we think this is one that you have to be aware that it is overbought on the oscillators. It has not turned to a sell signal here as of yet. but this is one we think is getting a little long in the tooth on the short term. Even though it's breaking out, it may be able to run a little further before pulling back into this 57 area. But again, this is a stock we think you need to have on your long side radar. Now, let's talk about tomorrow, since we're not going to be here bringing you a live webcast. Our thoughts are, if you get an early morning decline off these non-farm payrolls, the two stocks we would look at potentially getting long would be RIM and RIG, Research in Motion and Transocean Limited, the two stocks we just illustrated here. We would look to get long them into some type of a pullback early on, wait for the market to pull back, wait for these stocks to have a move up off the bottom, and if the stock market continues to make lower lows and these stocks pull back but do not take out their early morning lows, that might be an entry price to get long and then run a stop below the morning lows. So we're not going to be here tomorrow, but our thoughts are that we would be keying in on RIG and RIM tomorrow for day trades, because these patterns both look absolutely spectacular. So we wanted to give you just a little bit of our opinions on what we might be looking at trading tomorrow, if in fact we were around. We do apologize that we have a prior commitment, but that's all we have to report tonight. So have a safe trading day tomorrow. Be very, very prudent in what you're doing and very cautious in what you're doing. Again, remember, use stops and be disciplined. As long as we keep on doing that, we're going to be okay. And that's what you have to remember. Stops and being disciplined and having the patience. You don't always have to be in trades. So we thank all of you for joining us today on our webcast. Let's pat ourselves on the back for having an absolutely wonderful trade on Research in Motion. And before we sign off, let's just take a look at another long position we have on a swing trade, and that's AFAM. We are long that from 31, currently trading 32.72 here, up $1.21 on the day. Today's low being 31.20. Again, remember, we are using a break-even stop on this swing trade at 31. So make sure you have your stops in there. Outside of that, we have nothing else to tell you. We will be back tomorrow with a technical analysis update, and our next broadcast live will be Monday morning, so we hope to see all of you again on Monday morning. We'll tell you have a good evening. In advance, we'll say have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday morning.